right, how's it going, everybody? It is I, Coach Valencia, of course, and I'm going to be going over the red carpet challenge. If you hear some noise, there's a guy with a leaf blower behind me, but I know I was supposed to get this out to you at the beginning of the week, and it is technically the beginning of the week, so I'm only late by a day, which is my fault. I understand that. But let's get into it. I'm going to share my screen right here. Boom, give me a second. And then this should hopefully sure, get me there. All right, cool. So if this works out, I should be in the corner right here. I'm still learning how to use all this, but nonetheless, this is our red carpet challenge. Yes, I used AI. We can deal with that later if you don't enjoy that. But red carpet challenge, transform your life. All of you are on it currently, whether you know it or not. Now, the whole point of this is to empower yourself to make sure that you're getting the most out of the beginning of the year. A lot of you guys have said that you're going to lock in or that you're going to make sure that you're making the most out of this chance this next season. So I want to make sure that you do, in fact, get that. And that's not just a false promise that you gave yourself. So this is meant to empower you and for you to take control over your life. And for those of you that are on specifically for the red carpet challenge, this is a new start, definitely a new journey. Let's move forward. So here's the timeline so far. We have the challenge started on Monday. It started a day ago. It is the first official day of the challenge. So big thing is progress photos. If you have not taken your own already, make sure that you take them. And then, of course, at the end of every single week with your check-in, we're going to take another one. So if it is your first week ever, you're going to take two this week and one on Monday and then one on your check-in. And I'll get into the details of those later. And so red carpet kicks off on the 19th. The beginning of the journey of a 6 weeks is exciting. Big thing is weekly check-ins. I'm going to clarify this. Your check-in is open on Thursday. It is open on Thursday. You have until Sunday at noon to turn it in. Technically, there is no penalty for that, but if you want a response from us in a timely manner, you have to submit it before Sunday. I take Sundays off for the most part to spend time with my family. At least I try to, and that's what I tell myself. But if you do not submit it before that Sunday at noon, it's going to be you're either going to get it way late and you're not going to have time to prep and plan, or you might not get one at all. That's just me being honest. So make sure that you turn them in on time. They open on Thursday and they essentially close for a response Sunday at noon. So make sure that you do that. That's going to be how we're able to keep you accountable. And then your motivation midway, which is at the 3 week mark, we're going to try and do a little something special to make sure that everything is still at a high octane and that we're moving forward. And then, of course, at the end of the 6 weeks, which is, I'm trying to look at the calendar right here, February 20 something, 2 weeks after Valentine's Day, we are going to have a gala. We're going to have it maybe in here. Right now it's leaning towards in here, but if we have it somewhere else, but that's a whole thing where you're going to dress up. We're going to have a red carpet. We're going to have a photo booth thing so that you can take photos, and it's all going to be fun. So that's going to be a really cool thing, and I can't wait to celebrate it. I know that I need to start buying the stuff for it this week. So weekly check-ins are crucial. Again, no non-negotiable. You got to get them done. There's no way that we can gauge your transformation truly if you are not doing your check-ins, because then we just have to base it on eyesight of like what's happening, and that's not a good metric. Another thing is you need to make sure that you log your weight, you log your measurements, you log your photo. We have one essential measurement on there, which is your waistline, right above your belly button right here that you get it. You can get a tape measure, one of those fabric or sewing tape measures for like $1 on Amazon. And that's all you need. You have that once and then it lasts you a lifetime. But if you don't do those, you will not qualify to win because we don't have the data. We don't know what your transformation was. And we can go based off sight, but that's not the whole story. We need the whole story. So qualification criteria, essential steps to achieve success. We have training frequency. You must train a minimum of 3 times per week. Now, that's not necessarily true. If you literally can only fit in 2 times a week, it's okay. We'll accept it. But the standard that you should have is making it in 3 times a week and be consistent with it. Your weekly check-ins, you got to make sure that you submit your weekly check-ins, and then your compliance. We need about 80% compliance overall with your things. So think of this less as, oh my gosh, they're asking so much of me, and more of like, this is your baseline. Your baseline is checking your habits off. Your baseline is doing your weekly check-in. Your baseline is working out 3 times a week. If that is your standard, then it is not a pressure of, oh, I have to do this or else I'm a failure. It's the pressure of what are you living up to? If you don't have a standard for yourself, make one. Set it right now as like this is what you think it should be. Now, boom, let's move on. How winners are determined, the part that everybody wants to know. Winners are selected based on consistent progress. So includes photos, measurements taken during the 6-week challenge. Coaches evaluate participants' journey to ensure fairness and transparency in the judging process. Let's go forward, which means that we have 2 prizes. One is a set $150. The other one, it varies. So exciting thing, best transformation. This is going to go based off of your weight, your inches, your photos. If we have that all together and we can actually see how you were week to week, we can make a good judge of whether or not you deserve to have the best transformation prize. And so there's a $150 cash prize on that one to celebrate the hard work that you've done. And of course, you need to submit all that information for us to have a good standard. For those of you that are like, oh my gosh, I've already been here for like a year. How am I supposed to have a good transformation if I've already made all this progress? The good thing is you're not done. I'm not done. Sean's not done. None of us are exactly where we want to be. And even if we do, the goal can shift. So there's still a way for you to win this. So if you've been a member for a year, or this is literally your first week starting, you both are on equal playing fields. The goals are just different. So those transformations can be different. And that's why your check-ins matter, because there's a little spot in there for you to talk about what changes you want to make. And then referral prize. This is the one I'm really excited about. So participants can earn a base prize of $100. So we're at $100 for that referral. If one person on the challenge refers one person, you win $100. Plus an additional $50 for each referral who joins the challenge. So let's say that Nelly brings in a friend. She comes in, she signs up. The big thing is that they have to sign up. You can't just be like, oh, here's a phone number, let's add $50 to it. No, they have to sign up. And so we're going to put that into the pot. If we get 10 people that get referred in, that means the pot has increased by $500. So you have pretty much a limitless amount of money to win in this for the referral prize. And so I say stack them up. Literally all you're doing is just putting more money back into your pocket for this one. And so that's cool. Now, referral price structure. Each referral counts as a referred individual, joins the challenge or membership. The participant with the most referrals will receive the cash prize at the end of the challenge, making it rewarding. Weekly training expectation. To achieve your goal, you must train a minimum of 2 to 3 times a week. That's just the realistic standard we have. The minimum effective dose is 2 times a week. The standard is 3 times a week. Anything more than that might come with a conversation of we're pouring too much into this bucket. We can make way better gains if we do this instead. So if we're spending 5 times a week working out, but we're not making any progress, then we're probably going to pull you off a little bit and say, hey, we should focus on our nutrition and our food because this comes before anything else. Rules and boundaries. To maintain integrity in the challenge, strict adherence to the rules is essential. No makeup workouts or partial check-ins are allowed. All participants must fully commit to their journey without excuses. So all this means is you can't, what we don't want is for you to, you have 1 week where you work out 1 time or 2 times because life happened. And so the next week you tell yourself, I'm going to work out 5 times. No, don't do that. That doesn't matter. There are no makeup workouts. You don't gain ground from that. And there's no partial check-ins. We can see when you only do half a check-in. It marks it as incomplete. And because it's incomplete, it doesn't count. Especially if your final check-in is incomplete, you automatically do not win the challenge because we don't have a final result. So make sure that you are detail oriented with this, getting all the details in and then winning it. Why it's called the red carpet challenge? Well, the red carpet challenge symbolizes power of transformation. I know you probably have heard a million, billion, trillion different types of beginning of the year challenges. New year, new me. New year, who it is. I don't know. Mix it up with a bunch of new years and add some verbs and adjectives in there, and then you got it. But why we want the red carpet challenge is because you are reintroducing yourself into this year as a better version. So rather than just having a new year and saying, oh, we're going to change, we're going to literally have a red carpet for you to walk on and for you to show off the progress you have made, which we think is completely badass, and you'll be able to really step into the moment. So What's unique about this one is that it is not a team-based competition. It is not a point-based competition. This is a total transformation-based competition. The first one we've done. And so the importance of this one is it is on you as the individual. Some of you are in here as couples. Some of you are in here as friends. Some of you are in here completely by yourself. You're all on an equal playing field because nobody can pull the strings for you. It has to be you that is doing it. And so it really emphasizes personal growth. And so important clarifications right here again. Travel policy, travel does not pause the challenge. If you go and for some reason you're on vacation on this one, we can't extend the challenge itself out 2 weeks. And what I mean by that is that again, usually freeze terms and all that other stuff still apply. But if you're out for 2 weeks, the winner still is called at the end of that 6 weeks. We can't extend it out for everybody to wait for you to finish 2 weeks because that would be unfair. Missed days, they're not made up. They go, they pass. We keep on moving forward. The biggest thing is that you don't fall down after that. You don't go down a rabbit hole. And then fitness levels, again, being already fit doesn't mean you're finished. You definitely have another gear to go into. So the biggest thing is to take action today. Challenge yourself, make a commitment today. We did this in the workshop Saturday. Make a commitment now. Text a friend, share a screenshot with us, post in Facebook group, create an Instagram story. Do something right now that shows your commitment. That's saying, my phone's somewhere else, but I have my little camera right here. That's saying, I'm Daniel Valencia, and I'm committed to the next 6 weeks to getting better. And then post that somewhere. Not for us or a selfish reason, not because we just want more people to see our stories, but because when you tell other people, the amount of commitment that you have is exponentially higher. So don't just rely on the fact that you're trying to do this alone. I know I said that it's an individual prize and individual challenge, but community is still huge. You should be pushing each other, not necessarily competing against each other, because the people that get great compete against other people that are great, and they don't wish they were worse. They wish that they had a better opponent so that they pushed further. You will not know how far you can go unless you're pushing against someone that is really, really, really pushing hard. So this is, I believe, the end of our red carpet challenge. So I believe, yeah. So stick with that commitment. Get after it. We got 6 weeks to work our asses off. It is Tuesday on the first week. So whatever excuses you have, throw them out the window. Let's get after it. That's all I got, guys.